Hello, all. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Solo, also known as Electrameccanica Vehicle Corporation. This is a stock that has been trading down 35% over the past couple days due to three main factors. One is, of course, Citron Research. They came out and they pretty much blasted this stock, saying that it's the first one to go back to trading at around $2 per share. So Citron is, of course, a short seller company, and they profit off of a stock market decline in the companies that they short. Okay, so that's one important point to note. Okay, the next one is if we're looking at the broad electric vehicle market, this has been downtrending lately. Okay, the past couple of days have not been good for electric vehicle stocks, maybe except for like Nikola. Sorry, Tesla. I meant. Nikola actually has had quite a few bad days over, past 5 days down by 46%. But again, we're going to go over that later. And finally, they're trying to issue more shares, which dilutes shareholder value, and that generally causes a sell-off in shares. Okay, so we're going to go over whether or not this company is a buy and at what point I think Solo might be a buy, all right, and at what price point exactly I will buy Solo, all right. So first, let's go over what Solo is. We can see that it's a very, unique product, all right. This is not just like something that anyone would purchase, and of course caters towards a very niche market and unique population. All right, and the main competitive advantage that they have, in my opinion, is their price point, of course, and of course their safety relative to a motorcycle. All right, but again, note that this is not something that I could see people in Canada driving during the winter when snow is piled up high. This thing hits a snow bank, and I mean, it's gone, right? Like, look how small this thing is, right? However, I mean, I could imagine people in Europe driving this thing to and from work if they're trying to be more environmentally friendly. You can imagine if parking spaces are packed, this takes like, the amount of space of like a bike or like a motorcycle takes, right? So, very efficient in that way. Okay, so let's go over what this car is in terms of what it has in terms of technicals. Okay, so it has a 100-mile range per charge, 80 mile per hour top speed. Of course, you can't compare this with something like a Tesla that has like 400 plus mile range and over 100-mile top speed. Like, you just can't compare them. And fully charged in under 4 hours, which is again quite long, but we have to look at what its competitive advantage is, and I like how it's a niche market, right? So this is never going to compete with something like a Tesla, all right? But if someone's looking for a safer and more environmentally friendly way to commute, this might be it, all right? So let's look at how much it costs to own a Solo versus a Mini Cooper, the next closest competitor in terms of price point. Okay, so true cost of ownership, we can see down here in total $38,000, 783. Okay, we can see for the Mini Cooper, which is the next closest competitor, at 53,967, which represents a 39.2% increase over the Solo. Okay, so again, I believe that's their true competitive advantage, is that they can pretty much outcompete, at least in terms of the cost of their cars. All right, and they also have about $2 billion worth in pre-orders for Solo. All right, and if we're looking at their third quarter results, they weren't that great, but of course they're a company that's growing, right? So we can see that the total revenue in third quarter was 0.3 million Canadian, or $300,000, compared to 0.2 or $200,000 in the same year ago quarter. So this is the least impressive number in my opinion. And why is that? It was because, well, if you're a new and starting up company, I'd expect revenues to, at least double, if not triple, in a small, fastly growing company, right? And I get, maybe they're still marketing their product, maybe they're still learning how to try to scale production, etc. But again, this increase in revenue only by 100,000 is not that impressive to me. Okay, so we can see that their expenses and their net loss came in at close to 15 million compared to a net loss of 5.3 million in the same year ago quarter. And again, that's not too concerning, especially with a company that's growing at such a fast rate and that has so many pre-orders. I'm not worried about them going bankrupt anytime soon, which leads me to their cash position of over 100 million, right? So this is could sustain them for a couple of quarters if they burned at this amount of cash. Um, at this rate for a couple of quarters, right? And of course, as they scale production and as they're opening up new facilities, it should not be a problem to hopefully cut their costs and take advantage of economies of scale with so many pre-orders, okay? So of course the main thing with Solo is again the short seller report said that Solo is a complete joke. Their target is $2. Where other EVs might be overvalued, this is laughable. They have under $6 million in research and development for the last year, and 6 cars delivered in 2 years. So they're saying this stock will be the first to trade back to $2 when the frenzy, they're talking about the electric vehicle bubble, is over. Nothing here, company run out of an apartment building. Kind of a rude report, but nonetheless, you have to understand that they profit when this stock's price declines. All right, but I do like what their potential customer base is and what their potential revenue numbers could be. I think still at $542 million market cap, I do think they are overvalued, and I do think they still have a room to go downwards even more. So we can see, of course, they're down by 35% since their peak. And I think that they have room to run lower. I don't know, but I feel comfortable with investing in this company if it reaches the $3 to $4 price point. Okay, so I mean, this would put this company at around a 300 million market cap, and I think then I would feel more comfortable with investing in it. And just know that again, this is a risky play. This is a small company; it's not really proven itself yet. It's a quirky looking car, as we can see here. Like, who knows if the demand will actually be so strong, right? It's good that it's an electric vehicle play, but again, I just want to hedge my bets by going in at a lower dollar amount, namely around the $3 to $4 price point. Okay. Um, and if we're looking at the technicals for a second, I'll just minimize this. We can see, of course, the short-term technicals, the MACD crossed below zero. That means the stock is downtrending and will continue to downtrend. And if we're looking at the relative strength index, which is an indicator of overbought versus oversold, we can see that this is actually nearing the 20 price point. Right now it's at 26, which indicates this stock is oversold. Okay, so which might increase the buying pressure. And I don't know if this stock will actually reach the $4 or $3 price point anytime soon, but if it does, I will be buying up some shares. Okay, and finally, I just want to go over the general sentiment in the market in terms of electric vehicle batteries, and charging stations and charging stocks. Okay, so we can see overall that they're not doing very well at all. All right, this is Blink is a company that dropped their stock price by 12% today. And I mean, but still, we can see the past couple of months have been ridiculous. 907% increase in their stock price despite this like 34% uh, decrease from a couple of days ago. Okay, Nikola is another stock that decreased by 46%, close to 50%. Part of the reason is, of course, GM backing out of the Nikola GM partnership. And of course, a lot of the company insiders, a lot of the company stakeholders have actually been able to sell the stock, I believe, as of yesterday. So, when company insiders are legally allowed to sell some shares because they have to hold their shares by a couple of months after IPOing, this also led to a decrease in their stock price. Okay, and also NEO, everyone's favorite, this actually has also decreased by about 20% in the past couple of days. And again, this is a very healthy pullback. All right, and even some of the stocks I bought, which by the way I sold, have been decreasing quite dramatically. CIG Merger Corp, which is going to merge with Arrival. This is a blank check company called a SPAC. This has been downtrending by over 26%. All right, and I bought this stock when it was around $17. I sold when it was around $23. And so I made a very nice profit off of this. I said that it was a short-term play. I made a video about it. And also this was another stock that I bought and I sold. I bought it when it was around, I think, like $13, and I sold when it was around $20. Again, I made a very nice profit off of that. So again, you have to be very, very careful whenever you're investing in this electric vehicle plays, okay? And if you want to see my buy and sell orders in real time, because I cannot make a video every time I buy and sell a stock, you can actually check out the Patreon link in the description below. It's about like a $4.99 membership per month. And again, timing is everything with these plays. Again, this stock went up by 86%, okay? And since then, it's again down by over 37%. All right. So again, if you want to check out that link, please do so. And again, this is just a video. Please do your own research before buying and selling stocks. I'm just one person. This is just my take on it, kind of just for fun. So let me know what you think about Solo, about what you're doing in the EV space, whether or not you have any positions in the stocks mentioned. And I'll see you in the next video.